Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. You lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back. It doesn't matter who they are. A company, a lawyer, a businessman, a minister, it doesn't matter. You get in touch with us at 339-1670, 238-6716, and we'll talk that collection department. We'll try our best to help you get back your cash. Now, viewers, I want to say a special good night to you. Those of you that are on our page, the Real Talk page, like and share as we go live. Now, remember, viewers, we keep you up to date during the course of the day with any event that happened in Trinidad and Tobago. So those of you who have not logged on to our page, like and share it so you know what is taking place during the course of the day. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. Now, viewers, we are the #1 current affairs program where we bring you news in depth. We give you the opportunity to call in, to vent your frustration, your comments, what is taking place in your area, with the neighborhood, the civilians, the police, the bandit, the drug addict, the gunman. It doesn't matter what it is. Call in and let us know what is taking place in your area. Also, what we are going to do tonight is that we want to hear from you tonight how the COVID-19 virus is affecting you, whether it is your job, your community, your workplace, family sick. Just don't call names. Just don't call names. But let us know what is taking place, because we are in a very serious crisis here now. But as we move on tonight, now remember, Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy TV is a live broadcast. A rerun is the following day between 10 and 11 p.m. a.m. My mistake. So if you missed it out in the day, the night you could catch it in the day. And if you view it during the day and you would like to call in and make your contribution, you could do so at night with the live program. So as we start off tonight, viewers, second confirmed death. Now, those of you who follow my page, Real Talk page, you would see last night I put up a post. For who following the page, you would notice that I put up a post last night concerning the death. Now, yesterday I found out early, when it happened around 4 p.m., 5 past 4, somewhere around there, I got the news what happened. But you see, I want to hear what the minister have to say. I want to hear what the Minister of Health have to say. The health sector in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to hear what they have to say concerning these things. Otherwise, yesterday on my show, last night from 7 to 8, I could have informed you. But I wanted to hear what the ministry have to say. Now, I am not denying that they are hiding anything. I am making it clear. Like the minister said, we are not hiding anything. So I have patience. And I also have connections to get information. Now, having a show like mine, and when people understand what the show is about, they will give you information. Because we're in the media. So as we start off tonight's program, the country lost another person as a result of COVID-19. This confirmation came in a media release from the Ministry of Health this morning. It was followed by further confirmation from Health Minister Terence D'Alsing at a media conference. As of this morning, the minister said 66 persons tested positive. He noted, however, the majority of the cases were from the cruise ship.
The number of samples submitted to CARFA for testing as of March 27, 2020, is 453. Number of samples which have tested positive, 66. It must be noted, out of that 66, 47 came from one source, which unfortunately was that cruise ship. And the passengers came in here in two batches, an initial small batch of about 3 or 4 people, and then the 68 people who were then quarantined at Balandra.
Trinidad and Tobago confirmed its first case of COVID-19 on March 12th. All of the persons tested positive were taken to either Cora Hospital or Cuba Hospital, where they were monitored. Today, the minister confirmed that one person has since been discharged.
Number of persons discharged. Yes, we have had one discharge, is 1. We will not be identifying which one, whether it's patient number 2, 3, 4, or 5, because of patient confidentiality. But the public ought to know, and the media ought to be informed, that to date, one person has been discharged.
Health Minister, however, lamented that a second person died as a result. On Wednesday, the first person to die from COVID-19 was a 78-year-old man.
We wait for a reasonable time for the family to be informed, for the family to bring in all their documents so that the death certificate and so on can be processed. But more importantly, we must give the family enough time to process and grieve before this becomes a public issue.
The minister also defended the time the Ministry of Health is taking in releasing information relating to COVID-19 death. Now, viewers, dying from COVID-19 and the public hearing about it is a very serious thing. It sends the population into a panic mood because they don't know who could be next. It could be one of their friends who have it. It could be a family member. It could be a mother. It could be a father. It could be a brother. It could be a sister. So the government is trying for the population not to be panicked. I could understand that. I could understand that. Because for a family to hear that their loved one died, it put them in a sense of grief, in sorrow, in losing a loved one that they never expected to. So it's not about, it's always not about sharing the death of the COVID-19. It's about absorbing. So we in Trinidad here, we have to understand that. Now, I am not defending the minister, you know. He has his job to do. I have mine. But as citizens, we need to understand when someone dies in a family, how would the family absorb it? The Scarborough Hospital in Tobago would have to be sanitized after one of its workers was tested positive for COVID-19. This was the second confirmed case on the island. In a statement, the Division of Health said the individual, who is also a healthcare worker at the Scarborough General Hospital, has since been isolated and is being closely monitored. It added that the person will be transferred to Trinidad to undergo additional treatment as per established protocols. The Division of Health said psychological support would also be provided to workers at the hospital. It noted that contracting tracing is ongoing. I could imagine how these people panicking in Tobago. The healthcare workers. Now listen to this, Healthcare workers, how this person being the first one to contract it in Trinidad and Tobago, being a frontline worker. In the US and China, frontline workers, healthcare workers are contracting COVID-19. So it's not the first time a healthcare worker would contract COVID-19 in the world. Tobago is not the first case. It's happening in the US. It's happening in China. It's also happening in Italy. In Italy, they give up. They give up. They don't know what to do again. They don't know how to deal with it. Caller, good night. Hello?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Uncle Shane.
Good night. Go right ahead.
Will I tell him? I'll tell him.
Thank you for calling in. It also informed that as of 10 a.m. on Friday 15th, samples have been submitted to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, that is CARPHA, laboratory to test for COVID-19. The number of samples that tested positive stands at 2, while the number of remaining persons at the division quarantine facility is 63. So viewers, the death toll is going up. It is at 2 presently. There are 66 confirmed cases. Now, it's Friday tonight. But I'm trying to remain calm and mellow because we are in a situation, we have to know how to deal with individuals who are COVID-19 confirmed, and also know how to deal with the families who lost a loved one to COVID-19. It will be like a shock to them. So, we have to be very, very cautious. We have to take our time. We just can't blame, oh, another one dead of COVID-19. Think about the family who lost a loved one. Yes, we understand we have a pandemic, we have a crisis, it's happening all over the world. Now, what the family is going through is what people all over the world are going through presently. So do not spread the death as if something just happened just so. We're talking about a loved one from a family. So viewers, please, don't just think of it as a COVID-19 death. Because you wouldn't like the public to think about your loved one as just another COVID-19 death. You wouldn't like that. So as we move on tonight, caller, good night. Hello?
Hey.
Yes?
Yeah, I see the advertisement about Italy, boy.
Mm-hmm.
How the army moving dead body in Italy. If you see how much truck moving body, real truck.
Yes, yes.
The people try to be cautious and see what's going on in Italy.
Yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Hello to she.
Now, viewers, Health Minister Terence Singh has warned that there may be considerable increase in the number of COVID-19 cases over this weekend. He said this is because over 19,000 citizens returned home before the borders were closed last Sunday. Health Minister explained that over this weekend, would be 7 to 8 days since these nationals returned. According to him, if any of them would have contracted the disease, they may start to develop symptoms.
We have built out and continue to build out primary, basic, secondary, and tertiary care facilities in case we get this exponential rise in cases, which we expect will start to hit from this weekend.
Now, viewers, about 19,000 entered Trinidad before the borders were closed. These 19,000, we have no idea of how many of them that are walking with this virus in their body and did not show any vital signs. But as the days goes along, it will start showing. So let's just say something here. Let's just say 1,000 out of the 19 have it, right? And that 1,000 person come in contact with another 1,000, and that 1,000 come in contact with another 1,000. Now it wouldn't happen one time. It wouldn't happen one time. Your symptom wouldn't show one time, right? But as the days goes along, it's 1,000 by 1,000 by 1,000. So just imagine that. In light of this, the Ministry of Health has put measures in place to control the situation. Minister Dayal Singh said there was an increase in the number of beds in the primary care system. The primary care is for those patients who are diagnosed with a mild case of the virus.
We have ramped up our response to 300 to 400 beds using a combination of camps like Bolandra and other facilities. So as we stand now, by tomorrow and Sunday, we will have at our primary level 300 to 400 beds available.
For any patient who may be more serious.
At our secondary and tertiary facilities, these are for a little minority of patients that may need hospital care, ICU care. At Couva, we have 254 beds waiting to be used. At Cora, we have 100 beds. We have repurposed Augustus Long. You will have 50 beds. And in Arima, we have 90 beds, giving us a total capacity at a secondary and tertiary level of 494 beds. We are also reprogramming work at Point Fortin Hospital, and I will have those figures for you by tomorrow.
Caller, good night.
Hello,
Yes, go right ahead.
Mr. Said.
Yes?
I would like to know, please, that the people in this country have contributed to the country when things were very bad. The 10% and cola was taken away. I never hear anybody talk about that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. National Security Minister Stuart Young said, government orders for person to stay at home came from the advice of the medical professionals. His comment came one day after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced restrictions to non-essential activities as of midnight on Sunday.
That we are putting in place stay-at-home measures. I repeat, it is stay-at-home measures that are going to be in place from midnight on Sunday, so effectively start on the 30th of March until the 15th of April. So the first point I'd like to make is these are stay-at-home measures from the 30th of March to the 15th of April in the first instance.
The National Security Minister said, this is not business as usual.
So I'd like to start at the outset by saying our decisions are driven with the advice of our medical experts in an attempt to contain the social contact that is taking place so we can try to beat the curve, as it is called, in a response to COVID-19.
Minister Young said, even essential business should only allow workers who are important to their operation to report for duty.
Even when I list these essential businesses, with each essential business that we list, we are asking the various businesses, and we put it in the regulations that will be published, that you only deploy essential workers, and those workers who are essential to operations and cannot stay at home. So it is not because we call you an essential business that you should be running business as usual and having all of your employees out. It is only the essential employees for the essential businesses that should be out.
National Security Minister, however, assured that supermarkets and pharmacies would remain open for business.
As the Prime Minister announced yesterday, at all times, groceries, banks, and pharmacies will continue to be operational. Supermarkets, groceries, convenience stores, as I'll get into in a short while, even our corner shops, once they are selling and providing food and pharmaceutical items to the public. That will continue. This, of course, will have the full force of the law.
He also noted that at this time, there is no need to add an other business to the essential light.
Applications can be made.
That the request can be made to have a business added or removed from the list.
Applications can be made, and this is not an invitation, but I'm just telling you there's an exemption as exists now currently with the borders and the previous one, to the Minister of Health, who will consult with the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister in determining whether we should take off of the essential business list or add to. But I'm saying right now at the outset, there is no intention by the government at this stage, unless it is absolutely justified and our medical experts give us the go-ahead, for us to be adding to the essential list.
Now, viewers, for the last couple of days, between 7:15 to 7:30, we have been experiencing a problem, a technical problem between 7:15 to 7:30. I have no idea where it is coming from. To be honest with you, I have no idea. Because when we call Synergy, all their systems are up and functioning. My system presently are up and functioning. So from 7:15 to 7:30, there is a problem. It's just freezing. Nobody knows why. It's just locking down. But anyhow, I could be real foolish when I'm ready, you know. I could be real foolish when I'm ready, you know. Just imagine, the general manager from Synergy called us last night. Saieed, you all have another problem at your end, because on our end, it is good. Last night, we went through our system last night. For the last 2 or 3 days, we've been going through our system every night, and nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect and working, but from 7:15 to 7:30, there seems to be some problem. There seems to be some problem. Where is it coming from? Nobody knows. A professional text. Saeed, your system up and running. Where this freezing, where this cutting, where did it coming from? Nobody knows. Now, I will keep monitoring the situation. I will keep monitoring the situation because my techs are professionals. It's not like they now start with tech or they now start in electronical things. They are professional. So what is causing the freeze? What is causing what causing it? Synergy their system up and running perfectly and mine also. So who is causing it? But nevertheless, viewers, a full list of all essential business is posted on Real Talk Facebook page. So those of you who have businesses or want to find out anything, you can go to the Real Talk page and you will see the essential and non-essential places. The Supermarket Association is appealing to citizens not to panic buy. We have a call on line. Caller, good night.
Good afternoon, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, sometimes we have to remind the population a little bit of what is taking place in this country. Now remember, same Terence Dial Singh made a statement that the former Prime Minister was holding back information on the deaths of the swine flu.
Yes.
And presently in front of the courts for that. And now that she come out and announce that somebody is dead, he have a problem. So when you don't announce, is an issue. When you announce,
it's also an issue.
But the fact of the matter is, I don't think these people really understand what is the meaning of global pandemic. You know?
True.
Global pandemic, right now, every bit of information across every little crack and corner of the world, the World Health Organization wants to have information firsthand about that.
Yes.
Because we do have a cure for this thing. They don't know where a cure coming from. Everybody looking at the big countries that have the finances and resources and things come up with some vaccine for this thing. But at the moment, nobody ain't coming up with a vaccine.
Nope.
So the World Health Organization is tracking this thing so closely that they want to have every bit of real information of every single thing that is taking place globally. That's why they say it's a global pandemic.
Yes.
And by this government playing Mickey Mouse and misleading the population, holding back information, and trying to play politics with this thing, that is a big concern that the people should be worried about in this country. You cannot be, this have nothing to do with people dying and what family going through and all kind of thing anymore. Because this have potential to wipe out the global population.
Correct.
And we need to bypass this thing about family mourning and who crying and thing. We want information to prevent this thing and to try to control it as much as we could. Every single piece of information that is available that could help the population to protect themselves, they should be made available for it. This kind of secrecy and thing and politics what these pony in Trinidad they're playing with, something is wrong. And unless we don't get right, this thing would affect a lot of more people and we have a lot of more fatality in this country if this government don't get their act together quickly. Have a good night, Mr. Sai.
Thank you, my friend. Now, the supermarket is advising the public, do not panic buy. The advisory comes after scores of citizens flocked to supermarkets on Thursday after the Prime Minister announced that the non-essential activities will cease from Sunday at midnight. The association noted that supermarkets are essential service. As such, it adds that the supermarket will remain open during the stipulated time until April 15th and beyond. So viewers, the cargoes that will be coming into Trinidad, they will be bringing goods and pharmaceutical supplies. So it's not that you will be running out of stuff. So the Supermarket Association is appealing to us, you don't have to panic buy because you will get your stuff. Now, moving along, Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, is reminding citizens of social distancing during the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement on Friday, he said that despite all the guidelines laid down, citizens continue to congregate in large numbers. The commissioner said, while he understands that citizens need to transact business, they must take into consideration the dangers of social gathering at this time. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Good program, good program. You know, the people who come in before the borders was closed, the government didn't take no information or nothing like that about them. I know a couple of people come through even up to Sunday, and imagine them was on a flight with people who had it. Them carrying that home to the family. Huh? So this thing look like it's going to escalate. That is one of the points. The other one is the welfare department. I haven't been getting my food cards since last year, September. And every call I make to that department, not now, starting at the end of December, it's ring wrong they're giving you. So I don't know how them going to get it correct.
Okay.
And the poor people in this country who have not been getting their food card, where's catch ass for them? Sorry to use that word. They were going to catch it. Serious.
Now, viewers, I do apologize for that. I was not expecting that. Callers, please, please, please refrain from using vulgar language, or I would not take any calls. I would not take any calls, to be honest with you. As much as you would like to voice your concern and your complaint, I will not take any. Now listen to this. COVID-19 can be spread from the deceased. This confirmation came from the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Roshan Parashram. In response to a question from the media this morning, he said the bodies of COVID-19 patients will go directly to the funeral agency, to the gravesite, or crematorium. The Chief Medical Officer said there will be no home or church visit. He indicated that the minister has held consultations with the various inter-religious groups on the established protocol in keeping with the World Health Organization guidelines. So viewers, if you have a friend or family and they die, you will not be able to carry them into a church. You will not be able to carry them into your home. They will go from the funeral home straight to the graveyard or to the crematorium in some funeral agency where you can dismiss, you could say your prayers and you could dismiss the body. Because I assume that the body may be contagious of that virus still. The guideline speaks broadly of allowing for cremation and burial. The CMO said, in terms of cremation, government is looking at crematoriums only. So probably the burial have some complications to it. And for some, the burning might be the best way to get rid of the body. The term of burial, he said, the body will be taken to the grave site only. He insisted that there will be no home visit, church, or any other visit. So viewers, please be aware of this and keep it in mind in case anything should happen to a loved one, a friend, or a family. From the mortuary, the funeral home, the gravesite, or the crematorium. And that's it. And remember, keep your numbers small, 10 or under. So more or less, it's just like the family of the homes will be able to do a proper funeral service for that individual. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Said.
Go right ahead.
You know, I have some serious concerns. Is this government really serious? They are really serious about this coronavirus? This pandemic has been since last year, around Christmas and all these kind of things, right? Now, the two instance opposition senator in the lower house and in the upper house tried to raise this concern as a matter of seriousness. You know, in both cases, it was shut down. Is the government serious now? The Prime Minister is here, Superman. He went away in Ghana. He went to Guyana. He refused to be quarantined. He refused to be tested. What sort of example as the head of government is setting? Secondly, they said the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. I want to know exactly how much this regime, this current regime, has contributed to the heritage. Twice they have dipped into it. They said that was the last resort. You know, you cannot eat out everything you have one time, like Bachak. But what happened to the existing generation, to future generations? Now, is there anybody who's going to monitor how this money is going to be used? First thing, if you are concerned about the coronavirus, why is it they didn't postpone Carnival? So much people, when you hear the incubation period could do as much as 42 days, that is what they are seeing. So they are not concerned. If you had a concerned government side, they would have had camps all over the country about sanitation thing, mask and all these kind of things. Instead, you're going to give 50 million to Tobago. You have school children who was clustered in temples and church and mosques. The school is yet to be thing and there's nothing you're giving Tobago. Is this government real serious about coronavirus? I am saying in the light of this, resign because you are incompetent. You are incompetent to deal with this virus. We have no faith. We have no trust in you. It is an election year. They just want to have their hands in the treasury to give out to their friends and to their supporters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Somebody will be monitoring it, and it will be me. It will be me. I am keeping track of every department that the money went into. So you see just how I got the information about the two deaths, because people understand what Real Talk is about. So just so when this money pump into systems or into agency, I will know. Have no fear, I will know. Maxi taxi concessionaries can expect to receive outstanding payments. These payments will be made within the next 3 weeks. The maxi taxi drivers contracted by the Education Minister to transport school children are owed approximately $6.6 million as of March 25th, 2020. Monies owed to the concessionaries up to November last year were paid. Responding to an urgent question in the Senate on Thursday, Education Minister Anthony Garcia gave a breakdown of the monies owed to the concessionaries. He said there have been no further claims for payment. Garcia assured that the Ministry of Education is currently liaising with the Ministry of Finance to obtain the necessary funds, which, barring unforeseen circumstances, is anticipated to be available within the next 3 weeks. So viewers, within the next 3 weeks, those who were owed money to from the Ministry of Education concerning the maxi taxis that transport children to and from school, you would get your money. So viewers, tonight I want to hear from you now. We have about 20 minutes left on our show. I don't know, for some reason, from 7:15 to 7:30, 7:35, we are just experiencing a whole lot of problems concerning our show. My system here, we have no problems. Synergy, you have no problem. And we just don't know what is causing it. We just don't know. Is somebody interfering some way that we do not know of? So viewers, I want to hear from what you have to say concerning whatever it is that is taking place in Trinidad. Now I'm going to tell you something. We have a call. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, if there's one thing I'm going to be begging you in this 2-3 weeks, if you could do Sandy Grande people a favor. The grocery in front of Sandy Grande police station, oh my God, if you see the prices are going up with now. I walk out from this and I went in a tiny grocery, I saved nearly $200 in my item what I purchased. It's really ridiculous. And I'm glad if the government could do something about that grocery. People who don't have vehicle now, they have no other choice than because they have to buy it. But as me with my vehicle, I went across by the Chinese and I purchased my grocery. Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, from Sunday midnight, the non-essential business in Trinidad, meaning that the lower class, the lower class, if you are not effective, if you know that you will cause a problem of gathering, of people coming and just liming. Now I'm going to tell you something. TTPS is going to make it mandatory that they will come after you. They will come after you in a sense that when you're on the street and you don't have a proper document of what you are doing out after Sunday midnight, you will be faced with a $50,000 fine. So it's up to you now, viewers, and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You have to have a proper document, your badge, or a letterhead from the company that you work with in order for you to be out on the street after Sunday midnight. If you do not have a proper excuse, proper document, you will be faced with a $50,000 fine. So how many of you now are going to heed this call and stay indoors? Now if you have to work and your company provide you with the necessary precautionary measures, that is a badge to show that you can go to work, you're working for this company, or a letterhead, you will be able to go back and forth without having to face a $50,000 fine or 6 months in prison. Those of you who cannot provide that, please stay at home. Find something constructive to do. Do something constructive. You know, you have your family, plant a little garden, play a little football, a little cricket, you know, get involved with the family. For the husband and the wife that are home, well, the school closed, so the children home, you know, so you can't say, well, we cannot do this or we cannot do that. You're having time to bond with your family. Now, it's not everybody would be home because the essential business, Tiantec, Wasa, police, groceries, pharmacies, the media, the army, the other arms of the security force in Trinidad and Tobago, oil workers, they would be out in the field doing what they have to do. So you now being a citizen, knowing that, hey, I don't have anywhere to go today, stay home. Otherwise, you might find yourself in court. If you do not have the $50,000, you might have to stay 6 months in jail. Because TTPS, the Commissioner of Police, is going to be very harsh with individuals because they are trying to contain the virus. All you have to do is just obey the laws. That's all you have to do. That is why the laws are there, to make sure things work for you, to make sure the virus don't spread as fast. So what do we have to do? Are we going to pay the $50,000? Are we going to stay 6 months in jail? Or are we going to stay home to prevent paying $50,000 that you don't have, or going to jail for 6 months prison? It's up to you, viewers. All I could do is warn you of a present situation. I could warn you of the present danger that is coming. That's all we could do. What else can we do? So it's up to you now. You see, for this coming days, after Sunday midnight, we would know how the citizen is reacting to COVID-19. And if they are playing slack with themselves, it will show that you don't care for you or your family. You don't care about your loved ones. You don't care about your neighbor. You're breaking all the rules and you're coming out. You're coming out to do what? Coming out to do what? Now, if you contract this virus when you're outside, who you blaming? Who you blaming? You can't blame nobody. You're blaming yourself. You get $50,000 fine, you want to blame the wife. You want to blame the children. Oh God, I can't stay home. You know, I had to go out. The wife get in trouble. Go to the back of the house. Take a fork and go to the back and plow some land and plant a little something. That's not hard to do. You see, you as the individual, you have to know how to make time. Now, like I said, not all of us will be able to stay home. Some have to work. They understand what is taking place, but their job requires them on the outside. Caller, good night.
Hi, pleasant good night.
Go right ahead.
What about if someone is feeding like stray dogs? I've been doing it for 10 years.
If what?
Stray dogs.
I've
been feeding stray dogs for 10 years. What about if I get caught seeing about taking food for the dogs?
Well, family, you would have to understand what is more important, getting a fine of $50,000 or feeding the dog.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you, my dear. So I don't think you would allow one plate of food for a dog for you to go and spend $50,000 or 6 months in jail. Now, if you break that law and you end up 6 months in jail, who feeding the dog? So it's common sense. But I gotta tell you something, after Sunday night, we would know if citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are taking the heed of COVID-19. We would see how many of them would end up paying $50,000 or getting 6 months. You know why I keep stressing on this? Because the Commissioner of Police keeps saying over and over, obey the law, obey the legislations. Because what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago is based on you, the individual. Yes, we have a virus. It's not airborne in Trinidad. But you can contract it. You could contract it. And in other countries, they are also asking persons social distancing. If you do not have to leave your house, don't come out. Don't come out. It's a simple thing. But yet we hadn't. You see, we're talking about carnival and carnival and carnival. Let me tell you something. Carnival brings in revenue in Trinidad and Tobago. The government, my guess is that the government didn't want to close down Carnival because of the revenue it brings into Trinidad and Tobago. The hotelers, the taxis, the gyro man, the hot dog man, the corn soup man on the side. You understand? You see, all these revenue, it generates. It generates income. It generates a livelihood. It pays bills sometime. Call her good night. Hello?
Hi.
Yes?
Hello?
Go right ahead.
I am calling from Florida.
Okay, welcome to
I
Real
have a
Talk.
question. I have a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
If for some reason you guys are going into a curfew from Sunday, right?
Yes. Well, not
Okay,
really a
so-
curfew, but go ahead.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, if you have to like walk your dog, are they allowing you to walk your pets on the outside? Because we have a stay at home as of right now since last night. And we can still take our dogs out because they need to go. Secondly, if you need to go to the grocery store, you're allowed to go to the grocery store. You're allowed to at least have the kids not to the park, not among a lot of people, but, you have to stay a distance. So are they going to allow that in Trinidad?
Now, in Trinidad, if you have to go to the grocery, they would allow you to go to the grocery and come back. But walking your dog, I most believe that you will have to walk your dog in your property. Because in Trinidad, we just hardly see people walking their dogs on the road. So you'd have to walk your dog in your property. If you have to run with your dog, you're running with your dog in your property. It's like you're exercising your dog in your property. Out in the street, if they caught you walking your dog, it's $50,000. Walking the dog would cost you. So I hope that would clear up some of the answers that you are looking for. Going to the grocery, yes, they would allow you. Walking the dog, I think not. Caller, good night. Hello? Caller, are you there? I guess we lost that. Now, viewers, it's Fire Friday. We run up this program. It's at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We did have a little technical problems. It's sorted out. But, like I said, we have no idea what is causing it. We have no idea. But nevertheless, we are here. We're still on the air. So I am telling you now, Saieed Ali from Real Talk is letting you, the citizen, know that we are heading in crucial times. As the Minister of Health says, symptoms will be showing now that the 19,000 are in Trinidad, will be 7 to 8 days. So we have no idea how many people, this 19,000 individual that came into Trinidad before the lockdown, how many people that they interacted with. So let's just hope for the best. Let's just pray for the best. In other countries, there are hundreds of deaths. Caller, good night. Hundreds of deaths in other countries. Do you think we would want that here? How many of you would like to hear that your family, your friend, your brother, your uncle died of COVID-19? How many of you? It is serious. Keep in mind there is no cure for this. There is no cure. Now, some business have to run. Some business have to run. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Hello.
Yes, go right ahead there.
Okay, I'm calling because my business falls under non-essential, but I don't know if you could help me out. The government didn't say anything pertaining to rental to the landlord and any financial support.
Well, the government is asking the landlords to be patient, to do not throw out your tenants. That is what the government
But
is.
remember, if we are closed for 15 days, no form of income is coming in.
Now, to be honest with you, there are many things that still needs to be put in place. Because how would a casino worker go and tell them that, hey, I have been affected. The casino's closed down. Now, I'm guessing that they would want some sort of proof. So you have to work with a job letter or something that management will be able to give you in order to help you. So I guess being a business owner, you could probably get in touch with the relevant authority and find out what step you need to take in order for your business to survive. Well, if you're closed, if your business have to remain closed, I guess they will give you some sort of funding somewhere. So I hope that you do get through, my dear. There's a lot of things that still needs to be put in place. You see, I will tell you something, and I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. If they discuss this in the parliament and start putting things in place, you see, when it hit us, we would have known exactly how we're going about everything. But nevertheless, you see the show Monday night or Tuesday night? Let me tell you something. You all would enjoy that. You all would enjoy that because Monday's a holiday, so I don't think we would have any show Monday night. But Tuesday, you all would love that show. Believe me. You all will love that. The information all are getting on that Tuesday night show, you all will be like, wow. We are out of time for tonight. About 30 seconds left. It's 1 week finish. We are going into another week next week. Sunday, the non-essential business sectors will have to close just to prevent the spread of the virus. Viewers, all we could do right now is pray that it doesn't happen to Trinidad like it is happening to other countries. So a rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. the following day. I will be right back with you here Tuesday, seeing that we have no show Monday night. So viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night. Until we meet again, good night.